And we're live. Got a bunch of questions already, surprisingly. And I've got a secret project done. Look at this, guys. Strung up, ready to go. Oh, this thing was a massive, massive pain. I still got to buff the back, and I've got to adjust the control covers. For some reason, I bought the control covers from the same place that sells the templates, and they don't fit. But that's what I got to do yet. But we are done. I actually sent a clip of me playing it to the owner, and we are close to being done. So, see a bunch of questions out there ready, and I figured we'd just go at it on a random, before Thanksgiving Turkey Day, random Q&A. So what's up? What's up, Chris? Hopefully you got a house. A couple of the questions that came up on level sanding and finishing tips. I actually just got a bunch of, Mr. Bundy, what's up? I got a bunch of sandpaper from, I think it's called Eagle America for dry sanding, but dry sanding finishing. I will actually do a video on that coming up. I really enjoy doing that. I actually had to refinish the headstock on that puppy, and the product that I used was actually pretty good. So I'll do a review of that. I like most of my stuff. I paid for it, so I'll give it an honest review, and then we'll just sort of get it going. Tips for nitro finishes, particular light colors like seafoam green or robin egg blue. I actually am working on a Skyerbird that's going to be the light blue. For some reason, when I've sprayed nitro, I always get, I don't know, like the finish cracks, and it shouldn't. So I haven't had great luck with nitro. It's not my greatest cup of tea. So, all right, so here we go. Mr. Kimball. Supposed to lead off on this with Mr. Kimball doing a Black Friday sale coming up here. And just so I get the discount correct on Instagram here, he is doing a Black Friday sale for you guys. And it's actually pretty awesome. So let me just load this up because Mr. Kimball has been so good to me. Let's find this for you guys. I think it's, I'm going to say it and I'm going to get in trouble. All right, I got it. 25% off Kimball Hardwoods Black Friday sale. He has got the best woods out there. So if you need some woods, go ahead and buy them from Mr. Kimball. All of my heavy figured woods are from him. I've got a double cut coming up. That's a full-on inch top from Mr. Kimball, and we'll post that video soon. All right, so what grit sandpaper do you use before sanding? I use 320. Let's see. Mark Bundy, what's up, buddy? Glenn, you just missed it. It's right there. We were just showing the 53 here. It is all done. I was actually just going to text you, and I figured I would bring it up. I still have to buff out the back and get the control plates to fit. And then I still have to notch the saddles and adjust the height, level the frets. But we're really close on this one, probably about 2 weeks away. The biggest thing for this is making sure that it sits and that it adjusts. A lot of the sanding lines and super glue that I had to put on here to hide everything looks like it's holding. The only issue I was seeing was with the headstock, and I screwed that one up, and I'll do a video on that one shortly. But the guitar is really, really close to being done, and it actually sounds outstanding. I will post, actually I just posted a clip on Instagram of my story, and if you guys are on Insta, you can see it. I'll post it tomorrow as well. So getting real close. Hopefully everyone has an awesome Turkey Day. I will give you guys a half hour tonight. We'll do 25 more minutes, and then I've got stuff I got to get done. All right, so what are we doing? There we go. Kimball Hardwoods, 25% off all items on our eBay store. Get the discount. Simply message us directly. Don't buy on eBay. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. On our eBay store, but message them and he'll invoice you directly, or just go on Insta and cut a deal with him. That way he can be up all night dealing with direct messages. All right. So what else got going on? What are you guys doing? For some reason, you guys didn't ask any questions other than the first two. So we will just go with that. It is, what do they usually call it? It's just the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So this is like the drunken night, but all the bars are closed. So can't really do anything, but that's life these days, right? So if you're a guitar builder and you can get stuck in your basement all day, it's pretty awesome. So, edge sanding technique. What do you mean, Michael? Let me fill that. What kind of question you got? Yeah, huge party night. We were actually supposed to go by my in-laws and have a party, but my other in-laws is doing Thanksgiving, so we're kind of stuck doing this. So, I don't know. Thanksgiving Eve, but usually they call it something else. My wife actually just said something on what it's called. I don't remember what it is. All right, a real question from Simon. Have you ever used corian to cut a nut with? If so, how did you like it? I'm curious as why isn't it commonly used because of variance of colors some Luthiers built? I haven't used corian. I just haven't. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I use a lot of bone nuts, and then I buy a lot of stuff from Graphtec, and I haven't used any other materials other than that. And Graphtec's been pretty good to me. So if they have a nut that's already slotted, I'll just go with that. All right, more questions. It's called Wednesday. No, Chris, someone calls it something else. It's like the greatest party night in the world or something. I don't know. I'm enjoying things already, if you know what I mean. I've got a Blanton's caster coming. I actually just edited the video on that. I've got them on my 2 cards here. I'll post that one shortly. And then we'll get to the 53 here before Christmas for sure, because it'll bring me a ton of ad revenue. So we'll get that one up shortly. So corian, I don't know. I haven't used it. I would use it if it came across, but like I said, I used the Graphtec stuff. Mr. Kimball is saying I have a custom 84 JG of Nashville made out of corian. Excellent material. I haven't used it. All right. Broke Man Fishing. Do you seal wood when doing an oil or dye finish? Yes. I always use Mohawk pre-catalyzed sanding sealer, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Glenn actually got the green telly I posted earlier. He traded me some music for the telly. Actually, he gave me the music, and I gave him the telly. So, all right, Jeff is asking, I'm a few hours north of you, your home workshop basement, never figure out a good way to paint clear coat over the winter. How do you handle winter painting? All right, Jeff, so I bought a 220 30 amp heater for the garage, and I turned that sucker on, and I let it sit for about 10, 20 minutes, heat up the garage, and I'll spray. I'll turn it down, and once the lacquer gas is off, I'll bring the piece back into the basement. That's how I spray in the winter. It's not perfect, but at least with nitro, that's what works. 2K you don't have to worry about, but nitro you have to bring it in. All right. Do you seal the wood? It got there. Jeff answered that. By the way, I get a new used Yamaha SG tomorrow. That's awesome. All right. Mark is asking, serious question here. Do you use field shielding paint or tape? Is it worth it? I have some humbuckers. They aren't bucking the hum very well. The ground seems fine. I bought some paint a while ago, some shielding paint. I don't do that. I feel like you never really need to do that. I've used shielding paint in the past. I don't really do it that much, all that well, or that much going forward. I don't know. It's like some guys swear by it, some don't. I don't really do it all that much. All right, Peyote Pete. I build and play in my basement if I can learn while watching even better. I don't like comment on the best. Thank you, Peyote. Hopefully I'm the best. Simon has a bunch of Korean offcuts, varied colors. I'm going to cut some nuts with it. Yeah, if you can get it to the right size, you know, like 3/16 or an 1/8, that should work. Mark Hefner, it's usually the second biggest bar night of the year behind New Year's Eve and St. Patty's. Yeah, that's what I was saying, but someone calls it something, Mark. It's like when it's like the biggest party night. I don't know. I'm just going what my wife told me. So, all right, we're 11 minutes in, and got a lot of random stuff. So it's a random Q&A as always. Do high output humbuckers tend to be a little noisy? Sometimes, Mark. You may have a dead coil in there. That's usually not the case because they're taped. Is it a four wire or 2-wire? If it's 4-wire, you may want to check the 2 wires that are connected, make sure they're still connected. If it's a 2-wire, I'm not so sure. Valerie is saying it's the most busy travel PM. Yeah, it is. This is definitely the busiest travel time of the year because people will stay home for Christmas but travel for the New Year's. So 4-wire. Mark, I check that wire that's connected and see if it's actually connected. So what else is going on, guys? Ladies. We are 12 minutes in. I told you I would give you to 7 o'clock, and then I have to pretty myself up and get ready for Thanksgiving. I had the gold top here earlier. That one is done. We are editing the video as we speak. We actually just uploaded the rest of the video from there, and John Gallup was the guy that rewound the neck pickup. It had a crack and the coil split, so he fixed that for me. Got to give him some props on that. He has done a lot of good work for me. Mr. Kimball, we got to figure out a way to get myself out there for a couple days. I was just thinking about that when I saw your post. Maybe I can hole up in your shop for a day or two and we can do some filming and have some fun. So think about that for the spring because I will definitely need to get the hell out of Dodge here. You know what I mean. All right, couple more questions here. Peer to Pete, thank you for the comment. Ron is asking, is there a file make or set you recommend for nuts? I have bought the StewMax set, and then I bought another set from Hasco. They're all great except for the G-string, which is, 0.18, and you only get a 0.2 or 0.16 nut file. The G-string is a pain in the ass to do. That's my biggest problem I have. I've got the StewMax set. What I've ended up doing is I use the Hasco set for the sizes, and then I use like a combination for the G-string. That's where I really run into issues. So, all right, Brookman Fishing is asking, when boring holes for bigger pots on a painted body, what method do you use? That is a good question, Brookman. What I would do, and this on a finished body, so if you've got a finished body and you got a hole, what I would do is I would slowly step up in bit width, but I wouldn't run the bit the regular way. I would run it in reverse, so you're kind of like slowly pushing the bit through. That way you shouldn't get as much chip out, and it should work out pretty well. That would be my best bet on a finished body. Mr. Kimball, we will figure this out. Too bad Rhode Island is 15 hours from me, man. It's too far, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll stop by Mr. Bundy on the way because he's in Ohio, so that might actually work. Maybe I'll pick him up and we'll go for a ride. All right, Mr. Bundy, what are you saying? That'd be great. Derek Square. David is saying happy Thanksgiving. Hit the like button, you lazy B-words. Yes, this is not. I thought, I actually thought I would go live tonight on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and everyone, since no one can go anywhere, would be home and they would join my live video. I actually saw that what's his face is going live. Texas Toast is going to go live here shortly. I don't know if it's the same time I was, but I know he was going live here. He's going live in 30 minutes. That was 14 minutes ago. So he is stopping on my time with my guys. So maybe we'll stay on longer and eat up all his subs, right? All right. Simon is asking, have you ever tried wicking super glue into a guitar string and then rolling it in silicon carbide grip powder? Should that work for cutting strings in the slots? I have not done that, Simon. What you could do is you can take the string, and if it's wound, especially on the 3 lower strings, you can use that to widen the nut. For the lower strings, the 4th through the 1st through the 3rd, whatever that, you actually need the nut files. There is a StewMac sells like sandpaper grit. I don't know what they call it. You can use that. I've done that in the past. It's cheaper, but ideally, if you're going to be working on a lot of guitars, you need the nut files. All right. If I want to keep dye off a maple set neck that is already glued into the top, how would I mask that? That's hard to do, Jim. You really need to put the tape down and then dye it, and then what you're going to do is peel the tape off and probably scrape it. There's usually not a really great method to dye a set neck unless it's already been finished, and even if you finish it, you'll get some bleeding. I don't know if you guys remember that Paul Reed Smith I did. That's sitting in the corner. Even the corners pick up a little bit of dye, so it's a big pain. Michael, yeah, I do have a set of the torch tip cleaning set. I didn't like them. It is a cheap way of getting a set of nut files. The only problem is when you get to the smaller sizes and you push down, it just bends up and you don't really have that ability to cut with it. So Michael's saying use the torch files. Those do work. I use Dremel drill press to drill my Lakota flutes. Valerie, if you make flutes, send me one and I will do a video. I would love to see those. What kind of flutes? Out of wood, plastic, or what? Yeah, I have a set of the torches. I unscrewed it and I put it down, and it's just not, it doesn't do it. So what's up, JH? Texas Toast is good stuff. Yeah, I love Matt. I was really happy to meet Matt at NAMM last year. That was last year. This year we didn't have NAMM, so I wish we would have had NAMM. That was one of the things I was supposed to go do by myself. What else? 18 minutes in. We are 6:48. You guys get 12 more minutes of random Q&A. If you notice, I've rearranged my room. I put my BB King Lucille signed lithograph up. It's probably one of my most prized possessions. And then I actually redid my office and put up some of my other Big D stuff. Yeah, I know it's messy. But that BB King thing is one of my prized possessions. So, all right, Mark is saying, I was in a pinch to cut a bone nut, took a cheap set of feeler gauges and cut the teeth with a cutoff wheel. It actually worked pretty well. That is true, Mark. I've seen guys do that before. That actually does work. If you have the patience to recut it with a Dremel that'll actually work pretty well. So Simon, I saw BB King, I guess probably 15 years ago too. He was playing. He wasn't with Buddy Kai, but I have the poster in the basement as I'm walking downstairs. I can't remember. I saw him in Maryville. I don't remember the year, and if I leave, you guys will think I ditched you. It had to have been like 2005 or 6. I was married before kids, and we had our oldest in 2008. So it has to have been right before that. And actually, I've seen BB King twice, which definitely was a highlight. I actually have a pic of his somewhere from the second time I saw him, but I don't remember where it is. So no workshop. Oh, Valerie, that's the worst. All right, I have a real question from John. Hey, Big D, what kind of camera do you use and what kind of editing software? So I am using Final Cut Pro as the editing software for all of my softwares or all of my videos. I used to use iMovie back in the day. So all of the old videos that you would watch, you'd see iMovie. And then I use a specific Sony camera that does autofocus and is quiet. I actually have 2 of them. The camera on the top and the camera facing me is a Sony, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's like an SX1000 or something. If you send me an email, John, I will actually send you the camera that I use. So Blackjack Guitar Nut, what's up, buddy? How are you? Let's see, a couple other questions. I use iMovie. I'm still new and learning the ropes. Yeah, it takes a while to edit videos. Whenever guys say they want to do this, I tell them to go ahead and do it. The more videos that we're out there, the better we are. One of the comments I had was on Guitar Center. So Guitar Center went bankrupt. And if some of you know me real well, you'll know that I used to work for a company that went bankrupt a couple of years ago. And I've lived through it. I've lived through it at the, I don't want to say executive level, but I guess that's where I was. And essentially, Guitar Center has lined up funding. They have a debtor in, what is it called? Debtor in process loan to get their stuff together. What they'll do is end up closing a bunch of stores and cutting agreements with a couple of their larger suppliers. And they will continue, albeit at a much smaller footprint, but they'll continue on. This was sort of waiting to happen for a couple of years, and now they finally got there. So Guitar Center will live on, guys, just in a smaller footprint. So they're not going away. There's too much money in this business for them to go away. I can find your friend Kimball Hardwoods. Kimball Hardwoods has an Instagram, Kimball Hardwoods. He's got a eBay page as well, Kimball Hardwoods. I think I had his website up at one point on my channel, but you can usually find him any way you want. Did I sell my AC30? I did. I did sell that. I had to get rid of it. There's just too many amps. I've still got 2 amps sitting below me here, plus another amp in the basement I'm not using. I've just got way too many things going on in the shop. Even I've got another guitar project. Actually, here, I can't believe no one's asked about it. This is a Gretish that I've been working on for a while. I had to put splines in the neck, if you can see, and that one is just one of those ones I've got to work on. So, debtor in possession. That's it, Jim. Jim, aren't you the bankruptcy expert? I know one of my subs is like a total bankruptcy lawyer. I can't remember who. Oh, James, it's KimballHardwoods.com, or if you go on Instagram, it's Kimball Hardwoods. He's got tons of stuff out there. I'm going to pause for you and go back on Insta. And it's Kimball Hardwoods on Instagram. You can find him. So, no such thing. What are you talking about, Michael? The debtor in possession. I do remember all of this. It's just been so long. One of my subs, Jim, was a bankruptcy expert. I can't remember who it was. We had a whole conversation about this probably about a year and a half ago when I went live. So for some reason, Adobe wants to update. Debtor in process financing. Yep, that's what it's called, Mark. It's been a while. I tried to forget all the hell I went through working for Sears Holdings, Kmart. It's a rough part of my life, hence that sweatshirt. So, all right, you guys got 5 minutes. Any last questions here? We will answer them. We've been on for 25 minutes. I got to run upstairs, take a shower. I am definitely stinky. We got this done today, the 53 gold top. This thing is a beauty. We left the original covers on. I was going to replace them. We ended up replacing the electronics and the control knobs, and then I put on new tuners as well, and then the guy who I ordered the silk screen from did not deliver, even though I spent $100. And so I ended up ordering a sticker for this, and it actually turned out pretty well. So now I am in possession of a $10,000 guitar that's been restored, a 53 Les Paul. Obviously, I don't have the serial number, but it is awesome. I didn't put the pick guard on. I think it's in the basement somewhere, Mark. But yeah, it's an awesome guitar. It actually sounds pretty good. I've still got to adjust it. Final adjustments include me leveling the frets, includes lowering the bridge post a little bit lower to make sure that it sits, and then cleaning up any finish issues and all that other stuff. So we'll get there. All right, Mr. James is saying, I'm rescuing an LP studio with many coats of spray paint. I stripped and sanded and used a grain filler, but then went to Black J Greenburst. I used tongue oil for coats considering wipe on poly. If you keep going, James, with True Oil, like you usually need like 10 to 12 coats, and if you wet sand with the True Oil, I have that in a video, you should be able to grain fill it a little bit more and get the perfect finish. Oh, David is asking a math question, and I can't answer that. If a 2,000-ton train is going east at 55 miles per hour and one of its flies heading west at 5 miles per hour, how much force is transferred on impact? That's too complicated, David. I am not an engineer, and I probably have to write that out on a piece of paper and answer questions. Funny, this piece of paper is for a Skyerbird that I'm working on with a famous Hollywood producer. You guys will see that one soon. We've made a lot of progress on that. It's just taking time to figure that all out. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I've posted a ton of pictures on that one. Actually, we did some cloud inlays the other day, and we set them in epoxy, and we are waiting for them to dry. So we're getting close with that one as well. But the 53 will be next. And then, actually, no, the next video I'll post will be the PRS Restore. I finally got that one edited up. We'll post that one on Monday. And then I think maybe on Friday or Thursday, we'll post the double cut that I just recently did. And then hopefully at that point, I'll get the final 53 build up. And then we'll compile all those videos into one and have an awesome video for the end of the year. So, all right, last set of questions here in the last minute. 1 ounce. I don't know what that means. Happy holidays. Thank you, Peyote. I'm looking to build my own LP. I've seen a couple different videos of yours. My question, what are the thickness of the mahogany and the maple that you use? I will use a 1 3/4 mahogany with a 1-inch maple cap. Then either I'll carve it or whatever to get it done. Yes, Mark, there is a Firebird coming. David, these are random questions. Yes, I won't answer that one. Mods out. Yeah, I don't do mods. I don't ever get more than like 100 people submitting questions, so I manage this on my own. Oh my God, Terry, I could have had you mod. I needed you. I think that's your first post, and I'm over because Mr. Texas Toast is getting on, and he will whip me with the number of people watching that. So, all right, last question. Dejan Jelan is from Russia. Do you have any interesting Stratocaster project? No, I haven't done a Strat in a while. I have one of the ones that I've got up here. It's for sale, but it's on my website. I haven't done one in a while. Enough to kill the fly. I don't know what that means. I think Texas Toast is live. You guys should all go join his channel and give him grief. Let's see. Do it. Last question. I don't understand. Does your wife like guitars? That's the last question from Mark. I don't know, Mark. I spent significant amount of money to all of the profits I've made over a certain number of years. I invested in her, so I think she likes them. She just doesn't like being a guitar widow, like some of our wives are at times. So, all right, dudes, I'm out. Go join Texas Toast. He's probably live now. So, Mark, we'll chat. I'll text you later, buddy. Glenn, you're still on. Thanks, man. This thing will be done soon. You know what I got to do yet. Actually, it sounds great, and we'll get you that amp as well. So, thanks, guys. We will see you. I think I'll do the PRS video on Monday, and then I will do maybe the Blanton's guitar on Thursday, and then we'll get the DC coming up as well. So, have a great weekend, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving for those of us that celebrate. And peace out, man. See you guys.